Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning into my podcast, Reflecting with Ron. I am your host, Ron Bagnera. This is episode 4. Tonight, I'll be joined by my good high school friend, Steve. Let us dive into some deep reflecting. We will reflect upon anything from accomplishments, challenges that were overcome, revisit memories of the past, life experiences, or anything that you are deliberating or pondering about life. How are you doing tonight, Steve?
Hey, good, Ron. How you doing tonight, buddy? Good evening.
I really appreciate you being on this. And what are we going to be talking tonight about, Steve?
So we're going to be talking about just, following those dreams that everyone's trying to accomplish. Don't give up hope and, just keep pushing forward, man.
Oh, that sounds awesome. So where would you like to start at first with that?
So I'll tell you a little story about yesterday before I jump into that. And so yesterday we had a gender reveal party, which was great, by the way.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you, bud. And I found out I was having a little niece.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so they popped it out, and it was pink, and the family was ecstatic, man. So it was great times, great party yesterday. So another step in life, you know what I mean? That's awesome. So.
Another phase of life, and just to experience it, it's so heartwarming, and then it really settles in your life that now you have this role to fulfill, and now you're going to be an uncle to this beautiful girl, and you're going to have her back and be able to watch her go through every phase of life, and that's awesome. I'm so happy to hear that for you.
Thank you very much, man. Much appreciated. Be chasing all the Stoneham boys away, that's for sure.
Oh, most definitely. You know how they can be.
Oh yeah, bud. So great news yesterday, and I was so happy with that, and I can't wait to meet her. It's going to be a beautiful thing for our family. So
yeah, you're just watching the clock count down and everything, I bet.
Absolutely, man. I can't wait. November is the due date, so.
Oh well, that's coming up.
I can't wait. It's coming up, man. It's coming up.
Fastly approaching.
Yep. So, what I wanted to talk about was, people who are following dreams and what people want to accomplish in life, man. And, for the last few years, I've always wanted to get into stand-up and do comedy. And I feel like I'm really making progress at this point in my life right now. So.
That's wonderful news to hear. I mean, I know you're very passionate about it. I always view you as being a funny, hilarious, comical guy, and that I know you always put yourself out there. You're always doing the Facebook Lives. You're always trying to do those skits that I find humorous personally, and I've watched all the ones that you've produced, and I feel like I'm a big supporter of the Steve Windsor comedy stand-up act.
Absolutely, man, and I really appreciate that you do, and shout out to all the fans that really do tune in and love the videos. And, someday to be a comedy legend, and I can always say that Stoneham was my hometown, and I had the support straight off, where I grew up and stuff. So it's amazing.
Right, and you always got to pay tribute to your roots and where you came from, and I know you've been there, your whole life?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, I grew up in Everett for a little bit. And, then I moved to Stoneham when I was little. And, yeah, I've been here ever since, man. And, I grew a great, relationship with everybody in town. And, it was everybody. I'm just a guy that everyone knows, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so, just anytime you're walking down the street and they just know Steve Windsor.
That's right. So that funny, comical guy, that's going to be telling jokes in Los Angeles one day, hopefully.
That's the hope. I wish you the best on that pursuit, and the best to you. And I know it's not necessarily the easiest thing. I know that people can really get discouraged when they just want their dreams to just unfold before their eyes, and they have all these setbacks and just shortcomings, and it's just really unfortunate. But I mean, if you stay persistent and true and just keep chasing the dream, I think one day it's going to be within reach, and you'll be able to be I made it and I didn't give up.
Right. I mean, you're exactly right. And I'm a big critic of myself, as everybody else is too. And I mean, I always critique myself, and I always get discouraged when not everyone's viewing my videos and not everyone's liking my videos. And, it's tough, but at the same point in time, you just have to continue to press forward and move forward and know that there are people out there that support me and that want the best for me. And, there's going to be haters wherever you go, and you have to accept that in life.
Exactly. I couldn't agree more or phrase it as eloquently as you did, that, you just have to stay tried and true with it and just keep pushing forward, keep putting yourself out there. Sometimes the criticism might be harsh, sometimes it'll be constructive. It's, all in how you perceive it. But I just believe, as we all know, that we don't live in a perfect world. So we just are constantly improving ourselves each and every day and just perfecting the craft and just being the best product and version of that. And I feel if you just keep staying on that path, that the sky's the limits for you.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I really appreciate so much of that. And my message tonight is to just always just follow your dream, no matter what. Don't let people get in the way of you. Don't let people tell you that you can never do it, because it's not true. Anybody can do whatever they want to do. Whether you want to get into politics, whether you want to be a poet, whether you want to be a musician, whether you want to be a comedian, an actor, an actress, don't let people ever tell you that you can't do it. You should always go out there and prove them wrong, as I say.
You use that negativity to fuel you to just press forward and be that person that they don't see. But then when you are done at the end of the day and you rest your head knowing that you did the best thing you could do in that moment and that you stay true to yourself, like, you'll just have a better night's rest and you'll just feel, fulfilled, and you'll feel validated.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. You have to feel accomplished at the end of the day, whatever that may be. I mean, just going out and helping somebody in life is an accomplishment, and you can lay your head down at night. Most people that hate on and criticize, those are the people that really don't have an idea of what they're doing in life. They don't have a dream to follow. They don't, so they got to put that negativity somewhere. And for me, someone like me, it fuels me to do even better for myself.
And, you can't be expected to do anything more than that. Just be true to yourself. What inspired you to do comedy from the beginning? Like, when did you start being like, I really want to be a stand-up comedian. Like, I really enjoy making people laugh.
So, I mean, I always knew my whole life that I was funny, and I always love to make people laugh wherever I go. And, any type of crowd I can make laugh, I feel like I'm fulfilling something. And I thought to myself, I really want to take this to the next level of doing it full time and to do it permanently. So I think it was really a long time ago when I was, middle school going into high school that I realized, wow, I'm funny, but I don't know if this is really going to work out. And, now that I'm at a point in my life, I'm saying this is really what I want to do with my life. And I've had so many inspirations over the years, and, acting too is a big part of what I want to get into, and it's just something that I want to fulfill, and it's been a long time dream of mine.
Well, it sounds like you're very passionate about it, so I don't see what could really stop you in your path with that other than yourself. And from this conversation we're having, I feel that that's not the case here, that you just come hell or high water, you're going to do whatever it takes to achieve that next step, that next phase, break that ceiling and just give it all you got and just not yield and just be true to the person you are.
Right. I mean, you're absolutely 100% right. And, I was on vacation down in Jersey this past week, went to a comedy show, and I talked to a comedian from New York City. I told him what I was trying to do, and he said to me, I'm coming to Boston next fall, and I would love for you to host the show to open up for us so I can see, what your material's about, and we can kind of go from there.
That is so amazing. I'm so happy to hear that, man. That's where it really boils down to. It's like half of it is the talent, and half of it, I feel personally, is the connections you have within the industry.
Right. I mean, and it was such a a big moment for me that, you know, my heart just filled, and, you know, I was just so excited and ecstatic, and, you know, I was able, you know, to exchange information with this person, and, you know, he turned out to be just an awesome guy, and, you know, he's been doing it for a long time, so I'm really looking forward to that. And for me personally, that's a big step ahead in my career going forward for sure.
You know what that was for you?
What was that?
That was opportunity knocking at your door, and you opened it.
Right, I opened it at the right time, and like I was telling you, I couldn't be more ecstatic about the whole situation. It's awesome.
That is incredible, and, you know, best of luck when that time arrives, and that, you know, you just crush it, give it 110% of your energy and resources, and that, you know, that it plays out in your favor, and that, you know, you get the recognition you deserve and the exposure as well.
I really appreciate that, and I mean, for anyone else, you know, viewing too and stuff like that, they can follow my podcast as well, which is called Traffic Sucks. We do a little traffic and sports stuff, mainly Red Sox. But this winter, though, I'm going to be doing another comedy podcast, which I will be calling the Steve Windsor Project. So,
oh, very nice.
Tune into that as well.
Yes, yes, everyone that is listening on this podcast currently, that, yes, this is my friend Steve Windsor, and I listen to all his Traffic Sucks podcasts, and they're really good, informative. They give you a real deep dive into, you know, everything relating to the Red Sox baseball, as well as like the treacherous travels that we take on a daily basis through the various routes and highways that are really a drag, especially on Mondays, as we all know that Monday is like a day that we just want to skip altogether.
Absolutely, I agree with you. We live in Boston. We all know traffic sucks. So tune into the podcast. It's every Monday and Wednesday night. You can catch it. Posted onto my Facebook and Instagram and Twitter as well. So,
well, Steve, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to do this. This was a little short notice, but I really appreciate it for you coming through when I was in a tight spot. And to everyone else, if you're looking forward to listening or you want to interact, you know, just give me, you know, your comments, your suggestions. If you want to be a part of my podcast in the future installments, please just reach out to me via Facebook. I post this on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. The link will be attached in the description below. And as always, let us make a connection after a deep reflection. Thank you and good night.